So Virat Kohli's 300th ODI, Pakistan losing a lot of money. The tournament is gradually getting towards its business end, and of course, India's tournament really starts from tomorrow, because that's how the things have shaped up. Against New Zealand is the battle to be won. Joining me, Gargi Raut, Shomik Chakraborty, Vaibhav Tripathi, and whoever joins us from Dubai. I think a lot of people will join us from Dubai soon. But I'll start with you, Shomik. I know you're a bit under the weather. Bad cough. Take care of yourself. Must have been Vaibhav pushing you into the water, and that is how you've developed it. So Vaibhav, तुमने उसका सर्वनाश कर दिया. ये तो एकदम फैक्ट है. कोई डिनाई नहीं कर सकता.
सर पाताल में जाने वाले थे, मैंने सर को पाताल में जाने से रोक लिया है.
Yes. I don't know
कैसे?
what happened.
पाताल प्रवेश हो जाएगा.
But I love
अच्छा, okay. सर्वनाश करें.
तुमको बहुत मजा आ रहा है.
But I am missing the conclave there.
You will come. Shomik, we will fly you back. Vaibhav, no, Vaibhav, don't. I mean, how can you? Because you are there for till the final. Shomik will come back. But coming to Virat Kohli, 300 one-day internationals, perhaps the greatest player in ODI history. Even keeping in mind the greatest Sachin Tendulkar, in this particular format, one can say, and perhaps rightfully, that Virat Kohli is the rightful heir to the Tendulkar throne. Viv Richards, Sachin Tendulkar, Virat Kohli. That order. Shomik Chakraborty, am I right?
Yes, I mean, absolutely. But then again, I am a bit reluctant to compare the grades. I usually don't compare the grades because a lot of things have changed in cricket. Sachin Tendulkar, the quality of bowlers Sachin Tendulkar faced, and you compare that with the. I mean, I'm not anyway belittling Virat Kohli's achievement. And in terms of helping India winning matches while especially batting second, and Virat Kohli has done a humongous amount. But then we have to take into account of the fact that Sachin Tendulkar played the two Ws in their form, Wasim and Walker, arguably the two finest bowlers of reverse swing, and in this format, there was only one ball used in those days. So reverse swing was en vogue, and spinners were also the quality of spinners Sachin played, from Shane Warne to Murli to Saqlain Mustaq. But then again, it's a humongous achievement, 300 ODIs. And that is why I filed a story also yesterday. I will not compare Vivian Richards, the way he terrorized the bowlers, but during Vivian Richards' time, 50 over game was still at a nascent stage. So I'm keeping him out. I'm keeping it out from comparison. Sachin Tendulkar, I don't think. I mean, as a test batsman, I will always keep Sunil Gavaskar at the top. But actually, Sachin Tendulkar didn't play T20 cricket. But in terms of test and one-day combined, I don't think, and even in terms of batsmanship, Sachin Tendulkar will always be there. I think it would be Virat Kohli has a realistic chance to surpass his Sachin Tendulkar's ODI total also. But Sachin Tendulkar, and you also have to keep in mind that the first half of Sachin's career, only Azhar was there. After that, Saurabh, Rahul Dravid, the others came. But the first half, he was alone. Virat didn't have that thing. Even like MS Dhoni was there, and then Suresh Raina, so many very good one-day players. Yuvraj Singh he played with, and towards the back end, Rohit, and gradually Rohit Sharma came to the fold. Rohit Sharma, I don't think India have seen a better opener than Rohit Sharma in this format, except Sachin Tendulkar. So I will not compare the two greats. They are all both are legends of the game, and absolutely I tip my hat to both of them.
Rohit Juglan, same question.
Yeah.
Virat Kohli, 300 ODI. Great, absolute great of our generation.
Yeah, without a doubt. Means the way everyone is talking about him, be it about KL Rahul in the previous press conference. Last day he told it. He told about that. Ryan told about that. Shami told about that. So there were in multiple interactions. Even if you see the New Zealand Michael Bracewell's press conference, he also told about. If I'm not wrong, Shamikda asked that question only. That what's the chatter around? What's the chatter around, because Virat is such a great player. And it's not only about the Indian dressing room only. He's that kind of a player who see the discussions on his name taking place in other dressing room also. We saw what the Pakistan team, his influence in the full Pakistan team. I remember him standing in the pavilion of Colombo, I think Premadasa it was, in 2023 Asia Cup, and the Pakistani players were going crazy about Kohli. So, one thing is number. Everyone knows the numbers. Everyone knows his hard work, his dedication. Everyone knows the fitness level he brought into the team. But obviously, if you specifically ask about this personal milestone, I think 100 Test matches, 300 ODI. It's difficult. For the coming generation to play 300, 400 ODIs. It will take some toll on their body. And I don't think there will be many, if you count from here, for the next generation. I'm talking about the next generation only, all this Shubman Gills and Yashasvi Jaiswals, and after that also it will be very hard, Buryada, to see someone playing 300 ODIs. It's gonna difficult from here as far as the format is concerned. But yes, absolute legend, absolute goat, Virat Kohli.
I totally agree with this, because I mean, I've watched Sachin Tendulkar at his peak as his biographer. I watched Vivian Richards when I was growing up, but I think Virat Kohli is right up there with anybody in this format. I mean, when I think about this, and I've seen the man grow, I've seen the man evolve in front of my eyes. I've seen him struggle in Australia. I've seen that 183 at Mirpur. I've seen what he did. I've seen when he was coming out for the press conference, people were shouting at midnight, Virat, Virat. He stopped there. He turned there, went to give autographs, and then came to attend the media conference, and then apologized to us, saying that I'm sorry you guys had to wait, because I know you all have deadlines as well, but I had to oblige my fans. I've seen him evolve into India's captain. I used to do an interview with him every year till this controversy, and I've seen him. I mean, I've seen multiple times when he was in Calcutta in 2019. We had discussions even about Anushka. We had discussions in an interview as well. So I've seen the man evolve from a cricketer to a superstar, and in this particular format, I've got no doubt he will always be as one of the greatest to have played this format. So Virat Kohli, 14,000 runs, 300 whatever matches, many more to come. Gargi Rao, your favorite player, all on you, and then Bharat and Vaibhav. Let's celebrate the man. Forget the Rohitians, Viratians, whatever it is. Celebrate the man. Unbelievable record.
I mean, what I'd like to especially talk about as someone who's played the sport and has seen domestic cricket very, very closely, the one thing that I want to talk about with Virat Kohli is how much impact he has had on young players, on players who have grown up seeing him, and especially the domestic circuit as well. When Virat Kohli started that fitness evolution in 2014, 2015, and after that as well, Rohit spoke about how he has had an impact on other teams as well. You've seen in multiple documentaries, you've seen in multiple videos. A team like Australia, a team like New Zealand, Pakistan, you name it, they will be especially preparing for Virat Kohli. But when we talk about what he's really done for cricket in India, he's completely changed it. When we talk about domestic cricket, I remember there being a sudden change in the way that coaches viewed fitness, in the way that associations started taking fitness seriously. I think that was a turning point. Once Virat really started that revolution, it was not only associations and the policymakers who really took fitness seriously, but it was also players who got really influenced by what Virat Kohli was doing within the circuit. And I think that's where a player really makes a difference, is how he's touching lives. And I think Virat Kohli has motivated, including myself, thousands, millions of players across the country, across the world, and I think that's going down as the biggest part of his legacy.
Virat Kohli, as all of us are saying, I mean, in this format is right up there. Fit monk.
Yeah.
Boria sir, you and Shormishta ma'am were in Dubai. At least we would have seen some few city shots. The team is working hard about the work, of course. So basically, Shormishta and I don't do our work. That's why you are coming after us. Arey bhai, dekh lo, ye kya ho raha hai? Rohit, तुम काम कर रहे हो, शौमिक काम कर रहा है, मेरे पीछे पड़ रहा है कि हम काम नहीं करते हैं. Bharat is smiling. Bharat, your thoughts on Virat Kohli?
बोले तो बुनियाद दिखती नहीं है कभी.
हाँ जी.
बुनियाद दिखती नहीं है.
बोले तो बुनियाद दिखती नहीं है कभी, जिसके ऊपर ये आधार टिका हुआ है वो दिखता नहीं है कभी.
हाँ, आज रोहित को मिला नहीं है कोई. सॉलिड. ठीक है. भरत बताओ भाई, विराट कोहली.
Yeah, I see. He's obviously great of the game in this format. Possibly the greatest batter in this format. Yes, I don't like to compare across eras because the new ball used to swing a lot more in the 90s. That's what I remember even in the 80s. Yeah, the old ball used to swing a little more because obviously only one ball was used till the 34th over. But because he scores 5100s, 5200s, all those 50s, all those chases that he has mastered, when you consider all that for his sheer numbers, I think is possibly the greatest batter. So he's a chase master. Even if you look at some of his knocks at Hobart against Lasith Malinga, that obviously I didn't watch much of it because I was working in a private firm at that time. But when I watched the highlights, those incredible drifts, his reflexes, the way he calculated that particular chase or his knock in Mirpur, yeah, he's an incredible player. Has been an incredible player for the Indian team, and he continues to do so in one-day cricket. He seems to calculate which bowlers to attack, which bowlers he perhaps has to just take singles, farm the strike, rotate the strike. He gauges the conditions as well quite quickly. So in one-day cricket, he's like a calculator. From maybe over 1 or over 2, he basically understands what he needs to do. So yes, for me, I think he's just for his sheer records, I think he's the greatest batter in this particular format.
Vaibhav, your thoughts before that? I'll tell you one story. I mean, it was the evening after India's loss against New Zealand in the 2019 World Cup. We were all at in Manchester. What was that hotel? It was the Radisson, probably. Exactly which hotel bhul gaye hu, but it was the same hotel jahan pe team reh raha tha. So Virat and I mean, the team was in the same hotel. I was in the same hotel, and we were chatting. And you could see that this man is smarting and he's disappointed, he's sad, he's upset, he's unhappy. And he said to me, कि मैं ये सोचा था कि एक दिन ऐसा आएगा when it's 10 for 3, World Cup semi-final, और मैं जाऊंगा and then I'll get 100 and take the team through. आज मेरे पास वो opportunity आ गया था. Unfortunately, I failed. Maybe my ego got the better of me. Maybe I had taken it for granted. Maybe I had done that. But मुझे ये opportunity चाहिए था और मैं dream कर रहा था कि ये opportunity आएगा, मैं इंडिया के लिए कर दूंगा. And I can't tell you how disappointed I am. And I I could sense he was being hard on himself. You could see his eyes were hollow and it was as if his whole world had crashed in front of him. It was tremendous to see, and you could understand what cricket means to this man. Vaibhav Tripathi, your thoughts?
I was watching the Bangladesh game, India versus Bangladesh in this Champions Trophy only. The moment he got out, the moment he played that cut shot to Rishad Hussain, the moment he got out, he hit his pad with his bat. So he was so disappointed. Next thing what he did ahead of the Pakistan game, he went to the practice early. He practiced for a long time, and then he scored that 100. Despite scoring 13,000, close to 14,000 runs, that guy, that player, he doesn't need to prove anything to anyone, especially in this format in one-day cricket. But he did. He went ahead. He led it from the front. He went ahead for the practice. He went first and did the practice. And this is why we say Virat Kohli is a hard taskmaster. Even he knows that if there are big games, he will prepare well. Even in Australia, when I was seeing the match from the TV, you could see there were some technical adjustments that he was making. Although that didn't work out, but he was doing it. So that tells you a lot about Virat Kohli, the player, that how big the player is, and he always wants to improve. The biggest thing with Virat Kohli is that every innings he wants to improve, every innings he wants to perform for India, and that's the hallmark of the player. I remember he started his ODI career as a middle order batter till the time MS Dhoni gave him that position that you will bat in the top 4, and from there we have seen the rise of Virat Kohli. I'll say since 2012, after that Hobart 100, I think I still remember that 2015 100 against Pakistan. Sohail Khan, Sohail Khan was breathing fire in that game. Rohit Sharma got out early, and then Virat Kohli scored that I think 106 or 107, something like this, in that World Cup game in Adelaide. So that innings will always be memorable for me because Sohail Khan bagged 5 wickets in that game. So for him to score that 100 was very important because there was a lot of hype around this game. Obviously, it was an India Pakistan game, so there was a lot of hype created in that Adelaide game before the start of Adelaide game that Pakistan have Mohammad Irfan, Sohail Khan, and everyone. Wahab Riaz was doing well in that World Cup, and still Virat scored a century. Virat found a way to tackle these seamers, Pakistani seamers, and because of his 100 only we won that game, because it was a close game. Pakistan also batted well, but they fell short by I think 30-40 odd runs. So, it's always about Virat Kohli taking the leading the way with the bat in big games for India, especially in this format. So, absolute greatest, one of the greats of all time. Like Samik Das said, we shouldn't compare him with Sachin Tendulkar or someone else because, pre 2015, before 2015, there used to be two new balls. The ODI cricket used to play with two new balls. Now the reverse swing factor has been eliminated. So now batting has become much more easier. So we shouldn't compare Sachin Tendulkar with Virat Kohli because at that time reverse swing was there. Pitches were hard to play in ODI cricket. Now pitches are getting relatively flat and there are two new balls. So no reverse swing, ball hardly spins as well. So anywhere you go, you will find a flat wicket. So no comparisons. Virat is one of the greats, but no comparisons with Sachin Tendulkar.
Somebody saying Rohit is his favorite journalist, Amit Sharma. So Rohit, what is the possible team for tomorrow? There are other questions on. Give me a hint about the team, etc., etc. Quite a few questions there. So you take this before I go to Shomik on the Pakistan drainage. Rohit Jugla.
I think Burida, what we saw yesterday, I think the way Rohit batted, yes. If someone see only that batting session, he will definitely say that yes, he's ready for the game. But if you see the other days, what he did in the practice session, almost nothing in that practice session. And if you say yesterday's practice session, again he opted out from the fielding drills. He opted out from anything which is very much physically very much involving. Rather, yes, he batted for a very long hour, for more than an hour, and he was looking completely comfortable in that. But him not taking part in that fielding drill, him not taking part in those short sprints, maybe a 50-meter sprint, which all of them were doing. A Virat Kohli, a Kuldeep Yadav, a Arshdeep Singh, only Mohammad Shami and Rohit Sharma won't took part in that sprints, short sprints, maybe a 50-meter sprints. I'm not sure about the exact calculations, but at max it was 50-meter sprint. So didn't took part on that, didn't took part on the fielding drills. Just a dodgy throw. He just initiated once, and then after that also had a long conversation with the team doctor and the SNC coach. And after him batted, I think for more than an hour. Again, he went to the doctors. There was a protective bandage, in my opinion, on his left thigh also. So there were multiple things as far as which suggest that there is still some possibility that whether he can play, or there is some precaution that he just missed this one and get himself ready for the semi-final game. So Burida, still if you I'm not sure that whether I will right or wrong, but for me, Rohit Sharma, no to Rohit Sharma for tomorrow, no to Mohammad Shami tomorrow, and no to it's just a guess, no to Ravindra Jadeja also tomorrow.
Shomik, big call. He's saying no to Rohit. You have also said to me Arshdeep and for Shami and Varun Chakravarti for Ravindra Jadeja. These two changes, both you and Rohit Juglan have been saying common. But Rohit Juglan tweeted yesterday, saying it now, that Rohit Sharma might just sit out. Where do you stand on that, Shomik? And second question, before I go to Bharat on this, and I will ask Vaibhav also to come in. I thought it was very disappointing to see rain stopping around 8 o'clock and then till 9:30, quarter to 10. The drainage was so bad that obviously Afghanistan or whoever, Australia, was robbed of an opportunity to complete that game. 3 games washed out, One, because of poor drainage. Pakistan is projecting a very bad advertisement of its organizational ability at an ICC tournament. Shomit Chakraborty.
I don't expect Rohit to sit out tomorrow. Unless it is, unless it is absolutely impossible for him, I don't see him sitting out in tomorrow's game. Usually, in an international fixture, unless it is an absolutely inconsequential or, but this is the Champions Trophy. I expect Rohit to play. Uh, Whatever his movement, a bit of gingerly, stuff like that, that is fine. But he will field close in. He will not. He will not go to the outfield. And Rohit Sharma, I would be very very surprised. I don't know. Uh, what eventually what will happen, but I'd be very, very surprised if Rohit sits out tomorrow. The other two changes, one is Shami that we have broken, but we can't say we have broken because we are reporters, file our stories based on the inputs we get from our sources, what we see at the net, stuff like that. Sometimes we score, sometimes we miss also, but it's an honest effort. Like David Shepard once told me, whatever mistakes I have made as an umpire is an honest mistake. So stuff like that. But I expect Shami to be rested, Varun Chakravarti to play tomorrow's game, but Rohit, I will be very very surprised if he sits out tomorrow's game.
Okay, let
Coming
me
to
let me let me take the Pakistan question to Bharat and Vaibhav then. Vaibhav, you start and I'll go to Bharat. How disappointed were you? You are hosting a tournament after 24. Lahore is your 29 years. Lahore is your signature ground. And then you have a ground which is half covered, outfield wet. You couldn't get it in order, despite no rain for about a couple of hours, match getting washed out. Oh, what on earth are you doing, Vaibhav Tripathi?
Yeah, I was seeing a video of Lahore when they were peeling out the covers, and the moment they were trying to peel out bring the covers back outside the rope, the water fell out of the ropes, fell out of the covers and fell on the ground. So this is how their drainage system is, and they were they so badly wanted a Champions Trophy to be hosted in their country. When you don't have a basic facilities, why on earth why you want any tournament, not just an ICC tournament? You can't even play bilaterals on these grounds because the drainage is not there. Spectators facility, you will get to know after the Champions Trophy is in. I told you before the start of this Champions Trophy only, I said the ICC will take a stock of everything: media experience, spectators experience, how were the pitches, how was the ground conditions, how was the outfield, everything. You look at the grounds, they don't means in India we don't even play domestic cricket on these kind of grounds. Forget big tournaments like ICC tournaments. So it's very disappointing, disheartening for Afghanistan, because I think they could have had the game. They were, obviously Australia were in a driver's seat. They had 9 wickets, but with Afghanistan with their spinners, nine
Nine or
wickets I think they had in
109 for
nine
one.
nine.
Yeah.
Steve Smith and Travis Head went unbeaten. Yeah,
Yeah.
so they could have had, because they had at least 160, 170 runs in the bank, and that's enough for Afghanistan to create an impact in the middle overs, because they created chances. They dropped quite a few catches, even
Yes.
including Travis Head. So it was Afghanistan's game as well. The game was in fine balance. It could have gone either way. I'm not saying Afghanistan would have won, but it could have gone either way. So it was very disappointing from the spectators' view, point of view, that they couldn't see any team winning. And that's the thing. Now Afghanistan will feel they have been robbed an opportunity of getting into the semi-final. That is the thing. It's not about PCB. It's not about ICC. It's about Afghanistan not getting the chance to get to the semi-final. And on Australia, on the other hand, they have only won one game. Their last two games have been washed out. Against South Africa also it was a washout. Against Afghanistan also it's a washout. So Australia are going to the semi-final by only playing one proper game, one complete game.
Okay. Show me quickly before I ask Bharat.
you know, I mean, Pakistan cricket is facing a far more serious problem than this soggy outfield, washed out games, and poor drainage system. I was exchanging text with the former Pakistan captain, and after this show, I will share the text with you. Pakistan cricket, the brand Pakistan has taken a nosedive. At the moment, what happens? Pakistan PSL has been sold for 4.35 billion PKR last year. So that is the broadcast money for the PSL. Now that money bankrolls Pakistan cricket. What has happened? Pakistan's continuous failure at ICC events, in major events, the brand, it, according to one of the people from PCB's commercial department, it has taken a serious nosedive. They are struggling to sell Pakistan cricket, and that is the biggest problem. Now, 4.35 billion, you cannot compare it with IPL. IPL is 6.2 billion. 4.35 billion Pakistan rupee will come to 150 million US dollars. So it is peanuts from but the fact of the matter is that these washouts, Pakistan's early exit, low turnouts at venues, some of the majority of these things are insured. ICC's guarantee money, ICC's hosting fees, stuff like that. But the gate receipts go directly to the Pakistan Cricket Board. So from there, it has taken a hit. And the
Okay.
biggest problem is Pakistan. The biggest problem is Pakistan. The brand is taking a serious nosedive.
Bharat, this brand taking a serious nosedive will always be, further escalate rather if you do stuff like what you did yesterday. You could not get a game started in 2 hours when the rain had stopped. It doesn't take too much of effort to cover the whole ground. If you know that the super stoppers are not there, etc., all you needed to do was cover the ground. You just covered the bowler's mark and the pitch, and you suffered as a result. It was like Eden Gardens of 2015. This is a shame. This is an embarrassment. Bharat Ramraj, where do you stand on this?
Yes, in the future as well, when the brand has been hit, it will hit Pakistan cricket in general, because I'm not very sure ICC will think about giving ICC tournaments to Pakistan in the future if this goes on. Yeah, they could have easily covered the ground, but again, I don't know about the financial structure about PCB, whether they have the money for the laborers' cost and all that. So I'm not very sure where exactly they are, in what particular situation they are in. But yes, if you don't have the good drainage system, if you don't have the state-of-the-art drainage system, then you have to cover the ground. Then you have to pay to laborers and get them in. So they will ensure that the ground will be covered, like we see in Sri Lanka. There would be some 100 workers trying to cover the entire ground when there is rain around. That is something that Pakistan could have done something. But that looked like an archaic stadium where they just didn't have the facilities. Only one super stopper. Even in the 90s, in Indian grounds, we used to see a couple of super stoppers here or there in the late 90s. So Pakistan cricket has been left far behind in terms of their administration as well, not just their cricket. And they have a lot of covering to do. They have a lot of catching up to do from here on.
रोहित यार देखो, आपके पास बॉलर्स नहीं है, बैटर्स नहीं है, ग्राउंड कवरेज नहीं है, पानी के बाद आप शुरू नहीं कर सकते हो, आपका फॉर्मर प्लेयर्स आपको गाली दे रहा है, देयर आर इंटरनल डिविजन्स, आप हो क्या रहा है? Where is Pakistan at the end of the Champions Trophy? Is Pakistan cricket far worse than when the Champions Trophy started? Because मैं जहां भी देख रहा हूं वहां is a black hole. सब कुछ गड़बड़ हो रहा है as far as Pakistan cricket is concerned. रोहित जुगलान.
अब एग्जैक्टली बात ये बोल रहा था कि अकाउंटेबिलिटी नहीं है. आप किसी भी चीज के लिए किसी को नहीं पकड़ सकते दैट ये आपका काम था या वो आपका काम था, ये एक आपकी चीज थी या वो एक आपकी चीज थी. सो अगर आपके पास अकाउंटेबिलिटी नहीं है तो कोई भी किसी को कुछ भी बोल रहा है. इवन द ग्रेट्स लाइक वसीम अकरम जिस तरह की भाषा का प्रयोग कर रहे हैं अपनी टीम के लिए, वो बिल्कुल भी सही नहीं है. आप बहुत अच्छी क्रिकेट खेले हो, आपसे बढ़िया बॉलर कोई दुनिया में नहीं आया, सारी बातें बिल्कुल सही है, लेकिन आप अपनी टीम को अगर बंदर बोल रहे हो कि केले खा रहे हैं, ये तो बंदर हैं, तो मैं तो सिर्फ ये पूछना चाहता हूं कि केला कौन नहीं खाता भाई? आपके विराट कोहली भी इन बिटवीन प्रैक्टिस केला खाते हैं, आपके प्लेयर्स केले खाते हैं. तो अगर वो अब अगर हर बात पे आप पाकिस्तान की टीम को क्रिटिसाइज करना चाहते हो कि नहीं ये केले खाते हैं, बंदरों जैसे हैं, तो ये तो सही चीज नहीं है ना. आपके जैसे लोग भी अगर इतनी इनसेंसिबल बातें बोलेंगे, क्या इनसेंसिबल पता नहीं कोई वर्ड होता है कि नहीं, आई एम रियली सॉरी, मेरे को नहीं जानकारी है.
सब सही है, इनसेंसिटिव सिर्फ एक ही चीज है.
सही है. ठीक है, तो अगर सेंस इस तरीके से, मतलब ये एक बड़ी बेवकूफी भरी भाषा है जो वसीम अकरम ने भी प्रयोग करी। तो मैं ये बात इसलिए बोल रहा हूं क्योंकि अगर ग्रेट्स लाइक वसीम अकरम भी टीम को लेकर के, एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन को लेकर के, मैनेजमेंट को लेकर के इस तरीके से बात करेंगे, तो आप ये समझिए कि आप किन लोगों से आप बात करना चाह रहे हैं। उन लोगों से आप बात कर रहे हैं जिनको कहीं पर भी अकाउंटेबिलिटी का कुछ पता ही नहीं है। ये ग्राउंड कैसे तैयार हुआ है हमको भी पता है, आपको भी पता है, सबको पता है। ये ग्राउंड पे मैचेस किस बेसिस पे हो रहे हैं, किस तरीके से किए जा रहे हैं, ये भी हम सबको पता है। मैं तो बस ये देख रहा हूं कि भाई चलो सब कुछ अच्छे से निपट रहा है, कोई दुर्घटना नहीं हुई, कहीं कोई दिक्कत नहीं हुई, कहीं कोई मसला नहीं है। आए दिन बॉम्ब के थ्रेट्स आ रहे हैं, कभी कोई बोल रहा है पेशावर में बम पाया गया है, कभी कोई बोल रहा है किसी को यहां पकड़ लिया, वहां पकड़ लिया है। ये सारी चीजें जो हम अपनी आंखों के सामने देख रहे हैं, दीज आर स्मॉल लिटिल थिंग्स। ये सब छोटी चीजें हैं इस वक्त पर, जिस तरह के थ्रेट्स पाकिस्तान में आए दिन घूम रहे हैं। और ये मैं सोशल मीडिया की नहीं, मैं उनका मीडिया में भी जो फॉलो कर रहा हूँ वो भी यही है कि आज यहाँ पे जो है टेरर अटैक आया है, यहाँ पे ब्लास्ट हो गया है, वो सारी चीजों के बीच मुझे बस ये है कि शांति के साथ चैंपियंस ट्रॉफी खत्म हो जाए। ये सारी चीजें तो आईसीसी के कहाँ नहीं होता है। ये आपको याद होगा वेस्ट इंडीज में क्या हुआ था, इंडिया का गेम इसी तरीके से धुल गया था। जब हम लॉर्ड हिल पहुंचे थे तो हमारा जो लास्ट गेम था वो बारिश के चलते इसी चपेट में आ गया था, और वहां पर भी कवर्स नहीं थे, पूरा गेम इसी वजह से धुल गया था। आपको जस्ट हर जगह पे होता है ये श्रीलंका में भी हुआ है, ये इंडिया में भी हुआ है। आपको याद होगा जो 2023 का जो आईपीएल था उसमें भी इस तरह का एक इशू हो गया था अहमदाबाद के मैदान पे। ठीक है, ये चीजें होती रहती हैं इधर उधर, हर आए दिन किसी ना किसी मैदान पर आप ये दिक्कत देख लेंगे। लेकिन मेरे हिसाब से चीजें वो ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है जिसमें आप देखो कि एक एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव फेलियर, मैनेजमेंट लेवल पे फेलियर हो रहा है, टीम को लेकर के राइट कम्युनिकेशन। हर कोई ये बता रहा है कि इस टीम को बुखार है। कोई तो ऐसा है जो दवाई भी दे बुखार की। हमको पता है कि पाकिस्तान की टीम को बुखार है। अगर आप दिन भर मुझे गाली ही देते रहोगे या आलोचना ही करते रहोगे तो उससे कुछ नहीं होने वाला। आपको ये भी तो बताना पड़ेगा कि तुम्हें ये करना है अब आगे। इन सब में किसी के पास वो जवाब नहीं। और ये मैं सिर्फ क्रिकेट को लेकर नहीं, मैं एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन को लेकर के भी बोल रहा हूँ, मैनेजमेंट को लेकर भी बोल रहा हूँ। मुझे नहीं पता कि मोहसिन नकवी और कितने दिन टिकने वाले हैं। और अभी हम लोग कुछ दिन पहले शामिक दा किसी आर्टिकल पर शायद इस चीज का जिक्र कर रहे थे कि रमीज राजा, मोहसिन नकवी, सारे के सारे ये जो हैं, इनमें कितना ये क्विक सक्सेशन लिया है, एक के बाद एक के बाद एक के बाद एक। तो ये मतलब हमारे यहाँ कहावत है, मेरे कॉलेज के दिनों में मेरे घर वाले मुझे कहते थे कि इतनी जल्दी बिल्ली के बच्चे अपने घर नहीं बदलते जितनी जल्दी तुम कमरा बदल लेते हो। तो ये पाकिस्तान के चेयरमैनशिप में यही स्थिति है इस समय पर कि किसी को नहीं पता है कि कौन कब क्या कहाँ निकल लेगा। सो आई थिंक ये एक ओवरऑल फेलियर है बोला था।
Before we proceed any further in the show, South Africa are through to the semi-finals and Afghanistan have officially been eliminated now.
Yeah, and England is all out for 179. I mean,
lowest total in this Champions Trophy. Lowest total in the Champions Trophy this year, and Butler's last game as captain.
179, England eliminated. Vidarbha winning the Ranji Trophy. Gargi will get the Akshay Wadkar interview. She has promised me. So that is the update as far as Ranji Trophy and England and South Africa are concerned. But Bharat Ramraj, disappointed with England, 179, and you feel bad for Afghanistan? I do, because at least they deserved an opportunity. If they lost fair and square to Australia, better team, no problem. But 109 for 1, you don't deserve to go out in this manner. You have beaten England, you're on a high, you deserve your opportunity to lose. At least give me the chance to lose. If you did not give me the chance to lose, then how on earth? Bharat Ramraj, where do you stand here?
About England team?
Afghanistan. Yeah. I mean, they will feel hard done.
Yes, obviously, from Afghanistan's point of view, they would feel very much hard done by, because they played quite well against England, but again they could have played a little better against Australia as well. But it just, obviously the game got abandoned. But from their perspective, they would feel hard done by, looking at the kind of conditions, looking at the weather conditions, and as well as Pakistan have gone about their administration, about how they've gone about trying to do patch-up work in terms of preventing, in terms of this rain abandonment. So they would feel very much hardened by. It again goes down to Pakistan's lackluster administration, that they only had one super stopper when rain played spoil sport. That is something that is hard to believe it or not kind of situation. where in this day and age you just have one super stopper. That is I still can't fathom that. But again, it tells something about Pakistan's lackluster administration, and you feel for Afghanistan. You have enough sympathy for the Afghanistan team.
What is this guy asking? Arvind Boria, where do you stand on India using money power by playing New Zealand on a Sunday? Could have played earlier.
What does that even
How does
mean?
India use money power? And if India has the money, they will use the money power, like the United States does at the Olympic level, does many other countries do at the FIFA level. If you have the money, you exercise that money. See Donald Trump, the way he's exercising it at this point in time. That's how the world runs. You agree or not, that's a fact. I mean, what do? You ignore it? No. This is the only, I mean, it's atypical globalization. Cricket is the only sport where the West looks to the East. If you don't want that, that's a different matter. But when I go to an Olympic Games, no, I'm serious here. When I go to an Olympic Games, I feel my country is discriminated at every level. If you go to a FIFA and you say you're an Indian journalist, they will look at you as if you're from nowhere. Because India doesn't play at the highest level, you are ignored. You are ignored, you are discriminated, you are kicked out. If you go to any of those events, take a tennis. If you go to a Wimbledon, you will not be treated like an American or a British or a whatever Spanish journalist. That's a fact, because their countries are better. So if your country dominates world cricket and controls its finances, what's the problem in that? And again, this is not a decision that India has taken. It is a decision that has been taken at the ICC level. There are other voters, there are other board members who have taken the decision in the scheduling. Now, if you are saying they don't have a spine, India can't help that. It is their problem. Ask them, not India. India will want to do what favors India, and they are at every liberty to stop India from doing so. It's an open, fair voting. It's as simple as that. Okay, closing comments from everyone. India's game, real tournament starts tomorrow. Rohit Juglan, India versus New Zealand, always has been a thorny side. Okay, I'll start with Gargi. India v New Zealand. Set it up for me quickly. Last closing comments, 1 minute each.
I know New Zealand, we see them as a threat right now, and fairly so, because they always, come in, they always sort of go under the radar and sort of turn the game around and turn the tables around for everyone. But seeing the way that India has performed throughout Champions Trophy in the England series as well, I have no doubts that India will come out victorious in this contest.
Okay, again, he's asking, Indian cricket has so much fan following that even if it's played on weekdays, people will watch. India charity करने के लिए आया है क्या?
दिक्कत क्या है?
टूर्नामेंट जीतने के लिए आया है, charity नहीं करने के लिए आया है भाई. So तुम भूल जाओ. Anyway, Shomik, India versus New Zealand. Match starts tomorrow. Real tournament starts tomorrow for India.
Yeah. Very, very tough game. New Zealand are a team that is good for all conditions. And they are one of the rare teams good on rank turners, in swimming conditions, and also on feather beds. They have all the bases covered.
India, New Zealand, tough opponent, dear Bharat. And if you are making experiments like Rohit is saying, no Rohit, no Arshdeep, no Shami, जो हम लोग कर रहे हैं, more reason New Zealand will not be any kind of pushover whatsoever. Bharat.
Yeah, they're excellent at percentage cricket, playing percentage cricket. I think that is their main strength. They gauge the conditions very early and they play according to it. So if they find that the Dubai track is stopping a little bit or on those lines, then they will try to reassess what could be the par score and play according to it. So it is going to be a challenge for the Indian team, because New Zealand also have enough spinners in their ranks, especially Mitchell Sander, as I've noted a couple of times. He's a kind of bowler who floats like a butterfly and stings like a bee. That's what he does. I think we still underrate this particular spinner, not just in ODI cricket, but also in Test cricket, because he imparts a lot of reps on the ball, as Mike Hesson himself told. We always underrate this particular spinner. And if there is a problem area with New Zealand team, then it is their pace bowling unit. I think they don't have enough bowlers for the death overs or the slog overs. They're quite inexperienced in that regard, so India may take advantage of it, but still New Zealand will be a huge challenge, even if a couple of Indian players don't play this match due to niggles.
But Vaibhav, I'll close with Rohit.
Vaibhav?
What happened to him? Should I go?
Yeah, you go and then I'll close with Rohit. रोहित के लिए ये भी है क्या, छोला भटूरा और चिली पनीर? बाप रे, ये कहां से आ गया? अच्छा, lunch. So Rohit will answer that and close. चलो भाई, Vaibhav.
Yeah, and see, New Zealand is a very professional outfit. They don't complain like unlike other nations or unlike other players. They don't complain about the conditions. Yesterday, only Michael Bracewell said that we enjoy adapting to different conditions. So they will adapt to the conditions. They will do well. They have got all the bases covered. Look at their look at the balance of their squad. Even though they don't have a Tim Southee or Trent Bolt, still you have an option. Still you have Jacob Duffy, Nathan Smith. They are good options. But like Bharat sir said, there is inexperience in the fast bowling group, and I think that can go against them, because even without Jasprit Bumrah, India is well sorted with their bowling. But when it comes to New Zealand, their fast bowling is likely to not make a big of impact unless and until the conditions are favorable for them, because it's still light on experience. Will O'Rourke, Jacob Duffy, they have not played a lot of one day games. So it all comes down to Matt Henry as well. Matt Henry was limping yesterday in the yesterday's practice session. He wasn't at his absolute best. So not very sure whether Matt Henry is fit for this game. Today we'll get to know about Matt Henry's fitness also, whether he's going to play or not, whether New Zealand will take a chance with Matt Henry, because ultimately he's your leader of the attack, leader of the pace attack. So yeah, New Zealand is a very professional outfit. Again, will pose a great challenge to the Indians. Indian batters must take this challenge, because there will be four spinners, not just three. Glenn Phillips, Mitchell Santner, Michael Bracewell, and also Rachin Ravindra will bowl his left arm spin as well if the condition permits. So it is going to be a tough challenge, no doubt. But I think India can expose New Zealand's weak link, that is their fast bowling.
रोहित यार, ये फोटो देखो भाई, कौन सा बेटर था बताओ? मुझे तो जलेबी दिख रहा है, तुमने मुझे छोड़ के खा लिया। बोलो।
Honestly, this is the first time when I'm feeling sleepy in the 5 at 5 show because I've eaten a lot.
Was the food good? Was the food good?
On the way back also, I was sleeping in the car, and there was discussions going on between Bharat sir and Weber bhai. So they were discussing about different things in Dubai. Yeah.
Well?
Bharat bhai was Bharat bhai was snatching food. Give me that, give me this, give me that, pass me the glass, pass me that.
Give me chole bhature. Give me chole bhature, he said. Give me jalebi.
I love it.
Look, he shied away.
Shomik, you missed out. Jilipita dekho yaar, Shomik. Ki korle tumi? Come on, Jilipita dekho hai, gorom
even हमको लौटाना पड़ा. सारा चिकन, सारा मटन हमको लौटाना पड़ा.
सारा मटन सब वापस लौटाना पड़ा. हम तीनों नॉन वेजिटेरियंस थे.
हांडी, they have chicken handi biryani, murg bhatti, something like that.
Murka bhatti,
and
अरे शोमिक, तुम्हें की करले जीवन है भाई.
शामिक दा का नाम लिखा हुआ है, but
absolutely. First time.
Shamik da won't complain because he yesterday
Gautam Gambhir के बाद भारत.
And he vanished now.
And he vanished. वो ज़्यादा खा लिया. But good fun.
He went away like Jimmy Anderson.
India versus New Zealand. Close the show.
Obviously, the most important game as far as the semi-final and finals are concerned, because yes, South Africa is again a very good team. I'm not saying this that only New Zealand can test India. Obviously, Australia have the class also. Matthew Short also injured again. Out of the tournament. What Steve Smith has told. So again, a concern for them as far as their team is concerned, that which replacement they will call. They have multiple names there. We've been discussing about that also. But apart from that, if you see, I think South Africa equally good side. And what I am getting, from someone in the airport, in the DXB airport, that both the teams are coming here. They don't want to take the risk, and they want, if they can get that another day, they will definitely want to practice here. So both, even team Afghanistan tickets have been done. That if the game if they complete the game, because that it's still India versus New Zealand game, which will decide that who will play who. Yes, most definitely it will be a India versus Australia. What each of one are seeing in the social media also. But the team South Africa, Australia, even the Afghanistan. Someone sent me a text from the DXB airport that these teams are coming. In Dubai. So I was a little surprised that why Afghanistan is coming, why Australia is coming, why South Africa is coming. So I think what we are getting as of now is that they don't want to, they don't want to waste any day. If they are not, if they haven't, if they don't have to play in Dubai, they will go back to Lahore, Karachi, or Rawalpindi. Sorry, in Lahore, but they all are here as far as the tickets are concerned.
Okay, so I'll close the show on this note that I'm very disappointed in Shomik, because Shomik was my representative in Dubai and he did not do service to the Jalebis. As a Bengali, Shomik has been a disappointment today. I saw the Jalebis in the video. Rohit is not even eating, thinking about some chili paneer. Mad fellow. Chili paneer and some dal or whatever. Come on, boss. Jalebis in front. And Gargi ko maine pucha,
Only
jalebis-
me and Bharat.
No,
Only me and Bharat sir had jalebi
Are, you
with
are a good
rabdi.
man. Now I know why you are a good man. You have, तुम्हारा होगा, life में होगा, 100%. Shomik, you must make up. You must go and have jalebi and rabdi for me. Otherwise, you can't come back. You must go.
No,
Have
this,
jalebi and rabdi.
Vaibhav was there as my representative, and Vaibhav has developed a taste for Bengali sweets because very near to his place there is a Bengali sweet shop. So he
Lovely.
knows what it means.
Vaibhav,
So
next
that
thing is Bengali language. Rohit already has picked up half. Gargi 3/4. Now you will start. That is the next step. But yes, the
Gargi-
sweets are the best possible start.
Gargi has become a Bengali by scent.
By what?
What?
I-
By what?
Bengali by scent. I'm giving it. This is a Girish Karnad story. So Girish Karnad was asked with a racial connotation that why you are an Indian, right? So why are you in an English pub? He said, no, I'm also English. So he said, see, the thing is that you are an Englishman by descent, and I'm an Englishman by scent, by adaptation. So
Gargi has,
has become.
unfortunately, in this one, Gargi did not have much choice. She's surrounded by bongs who only speak in Bengali, and she is like, now she oftentimes in between makes a comment in Bangla where all of us are stunned. What is she trying to say? That becomes the Gargiism of the day.
That's why
Anyway,
Gargi has become a Bengali by scent.
done. We'll close the show. Rohit Juglad will have a nap now because his tummy is full, so he's happy. He will sleep for 1 hour, which is very unlike
No, it's time
Rohit.
for practice. It's time for New Zealand practice.
We are
Okay,
now
Rohit,
will be
my
off to the
apologies
ground.
that I
Ground,
made you
ground,
work
we're off to the
5
ground.
minutes after a good meal. But Vaibhav, Rohit, Shomik, always a pleasure to have you on the show. And Gargi, as always, is a delight to have on the show with me as my co-host. And by the way, Mohun Bagan is winning 2-0. So it is now my turn to go and watch Mohun Bagan win another match and make it 55 points. And 3 more will be a record 58 if they finish off the ISL with 58 points. Ladies and gentlemen, that's all we have for this particular show. Thank you very much for watching.